Live from outside Old Trafford, I'm Adam, this is Forever United TV. We go again, bringing you all the news and latest from Manchester United, and of course looking ahead to the Forest game this afternoon. We're going to get into everything, team-wise, team selection, who you want in the team, where you're going to go with it, how you want Ten Hag to approach it, and who is fit. We'll go through all the latest news on injuries and everything like that, go through what the press conference was and what Ten Hag has said from there, the main headlines from that. There's a few bits of news this morning that I want to get into as well. Some nonsense as well regarding Greenwood again. But yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're good. We are going again with the sound. So let's get a thumbs up straight away. For me, please, just to let me know that the sound is okay on this one. I think we've ironed out all of the issues and we should be good. So yes, let me know on the sound side of things, everyone. That would be fantastic. But yeah, let's get into what is going on at Manchester United right now. Actually, just going to check if everyone is okay in the chat. Yeah, we're all looking good. We can get a sound check. Everyone says that looks okay as well. So let's get into what is actually going on at Manchester United. First of all, the headlines pretty much this morning. There's not much going around. So I just want to start with Ineos. What's been said, what Ten Hag has said in his press conference yesterday. Obviously, he was in a little bit more of a buoyant mood after the win against Aston Villa, obviously, as you would be. Great comeback. So David Brailsford from Ineos in the crowd watching that. And that's all good for Ten Hag, obviously. A big statement weighing in front of part of the new ownership. It's all fantastic. So you can see Ten Hag, obviously, being a little bit more upbeat, answering questions openly regarding the takeover and everything. Asked straight out, have you had any meetings with Ineos yet? So Jim Radcliffe, to David Brailsford. How is the meetings going? How is everything so far? Have you been approached? Not had a chance yet because of the busy fixture list for United to have a sit down, but conversations are organised, meetings are organised with Ineos and Ten Hag, so that's all going to happen. He's looking forward to working with Ineos. He said that they are looking forward to working with him. Obviously, that's going to be said, isn't it? He's got to look forward to working with Ineos. He's got no other choice unless he doesn't want a job at United. So an obvious answer from Ten Hag there with that one. But yeah, I expect now, like we've said on many shows before, to start hearing some meeting sort of times and what's gone on and what's been said between Ten Hag and Ineos. There isn't as many games coming up, so it usually means obviously not as many press conferences and not as many questions for journalists to ask for us to get any information from Ten Hag as to what's actually been spoken about. He's not going to go into too much detail, I'm guessing, when it does come about, but the big noise coming out is that Ineos are obviously going to give Ten Hag his time, and I think that's only right. It's going to be interesting what happens next with Ineos' approach and how Ten Hag fits into it. That's the next thing I think we need to know about, because who is in charge of transfers? What say is Ten Hag going to get on them transfers? And obviously, how much money can we spend? Do we have to sell players? We obviously know that we haven't got much money from what the club have released over the last few weeks. We're not getting much in January, possibly a couple of loan signings, but yeah, that's pretty much it for us. We're looking at, possibly 2 loans. Maybe we can sell some players. I doubt it a lot. I mean, I think, for me, maybe a defender comes in, bit of cover, another forward possibly, but that's a hit and miss. Manchester United with loan signings for forwards, you're probably looking at, good ones. Larson was the last one I can remember. Emmerich Larsson. Weghorst didn't work. Igalo was all right for a bit. Anyone else coming in? I mean, Cavani was never fit. It just, these sort of quick fix signings and quick fix forwards don't really work for Manchester United. So I would say maybe just cover. He's already alluded to in the press conference as well that he's got plenty of players coming back. We have an update on 5 injuries. So Mason Mount, Harry Maguire, Casemiro, Malacia and Martinez will all be back mid-January. So we're 2 weeks away from having near enough a fully fit squad. And I think Lindelof just after that, coming towards the back end of January. So that was the injury update. No one is going to be available extra from what was the Aston Villa game for the game against Nottingham Forest this evening. 5:30 UK time is the kickoff as well, guys, so you guys know. We will be doing a full watch along on the channel, so make sure you do tune in later. I'll be back in the studio and getting settled, and hopefully we're going to get the win. We'll see, we'll get into that in a minute. But other injury news, he was asked straight out, Anthony Martial. Gloves are on. Yep, I can't even call him the glove man today. I'm holding a microphone. I've got an excuse anyway. But Martial, no, he's ill and he's not available. That ain't good enough. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. It's not good enough from Ten Hag. It's not good enough from Manchester United, because everything right now, talk-wise, about Martial is one of soft Martial. The worst injury record ever in Manchester United's history. He's just not up for it. He's not up for the fight. Someone needs to come out and say what's wrong with Martial, because we're all slagging him off right now and we don't know the issue. He could have mental health issues. We just don't know. I think something needs to be said so we can put it to bed, because he walks off that pitch against Bournemouth with no injury. He walks off fine for me, and we're all now second guessing as to what is actually wrong with Martial. Has he got problems? The club just needs to come out, I feel, and Ten Hag needs to let us know what's going on with Martial. I don't think it's fair on the fan base. I don't think it's fair that we're all guessing. I don't personally think it's fair on him that we're all second guessing as to what the issue is, because right now I'm in the boat of Martial's just not up for the fight. He doesn't want to be part of this project. He don't want to help Manchester United. He's never available when the chips are down and you really need someone. So for me, I'm with that. I'm with that crowd right now, because I know nothing else. Ten Hag needs to answer these questions a little bit better in press conferences for me. I think he needs to come out and actually give a little bit more detail and context to the issues, because he never gives anything away with injuries anyway. But we know Martial is not injured. He's been ill for gone 3 weeks. Something is drastically wrong here. I think the fans have got a right to know what's going on with Martial right now, because it's not fair that we're all here just trying to figure out why we've got a player on $250,000 a week who isn't fit. It's not right and it's not fair. I'm going to get into some of your questions right now. I've got you all in front of me. Cheers for tuning in, everyone. Over 400 in the room with us already, or in Old Trafford with us. I'm not inside, as you can see. Braving the weather. I really hope this weather holds off, because we've got a real break in what has been absolutely biblical rain here in Manchester over the last few days. Some people behind the camera saying I'm over-exaggerating that a little bit, but no. I think Wilson says, get rid of Martial, absolute sick of him. I thought you were going to say sick note then, but in that. But yes, keep the volume down. Your last chance. Keep the volume down. Oof, there's a surprise, isn't there? Sorry, Terry. I'm upsetting you there. The bridge part looks, it helps, I agree there. Sorry, I'm just reading someone else's conversation again then. He's counting his money, says Paul Griffiths. He probably is. His agent's probably telling him just to stick to it and just hold out for as much as you possibly can, for as long as you can. He's not once been encouraged by a move away. He thought the grass was greener in Sevilla, and they found out very quickly what he was like there as well. He's probably been pushed out. I don't know about pushed out. He's got 1 year left of his contract. He's done nothing consistently while his contract's been in place either. So, yeah. Is Kaz behind the camera? Dobie wants to know. Yes, she is. Say hello to Kaz, everyone in the chat, please. What do you think of the midfield will be tonight, Adam, says Sean. I'm going to get into that in a minute. Old Trafford lost its soul soon as the Stretford end standing was brought down. I kind of agree with that one, mate, to be honest. They need to put a lot more safe standing into that Stretford end and get rid of that executive section slap bang in the middle. It is a disgrace. Let me just see now. Has Ten Hag been asked about Greenwood's loan spell performance yet? I don't think that has been brought up. He's always backed Greenwood, Ten Hag, and wants to work with him, but he's never really been asked a detailed question, because some of the headlines that are going around this morning, I just wanted to touch on them as well. They are of now Barcelona really making moves to bring Mason Greenwood in. Now the Sun's reporting that they're preparing a 40 million bid. Well, that's a load of crap. I'm not being funny. That's never going to happen. 40 million for Mason Greenwood. If United accept that, I give up on Ineos straight away. We're going down the road of absolute, what's the word I'm looking for right now with it? I haven't figured it out yet, but you know where I'm going with it anyway. But if Ineos did that as their first major transaction, their first major problem to deal with at the club, you could say, then I think every United fan would be looking at this going, Jesus, what has actually changed? Nothing has changed. 40 million is nowhere near enough. That is a nothing story coming from the Sun, in my opinion. I cannot see that having any traction at all, not for that value. I can see it possibly having some, and in the same report they're saying that they're going to give Greenwood the Messi number 10 shirt. That's one of their angles to try and lure Mason Greenwood in. I'm still not having it. I don't think it's going to be a goer. If Mason Greenwood left United, it's got to be 80 million plus, in my opinion. We talked about this the other day. So I'm not having that story. I'm not having any of that. Mason Greenwood is either going to be in the United shirt next season, or we're going to be getting 80 million plus. I can't see Ineos falling for that. Getafe have offered 40 million for Mason Greenwood. So I think the Sun have just put that number from Getafe, added Barcelona's name to it, and they're going with that. I think that's where it is. So for me, Greenwood... no, I can't see it. I really can't. But on that question and what you asked, I definitely feel like he needs to be asked now, Ten Hag, in press conferences. Do you know what? If I was actually in a press conference, I would ask that question. I think that's one now, with all of the rumours going around. The January transfer window open, I think a lot more journalists need to be onto this and actually thinking, do you know what? Let's find out what is Ten Hag's stance on this. Because this is a major asset for the football club. And if we can make money off it, does that bring in any other deal? Because, like I said the other day, João Neves, the reports about that buyout on him, by the way, the buyout clause, are Benfica looking to negotiate a new contract with him and up that release clause. That release clause would then be 130 million euros. That's not what it is right now. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's around about 80 to 100 million. So I look at it that way and I go, okay, can Manchester United make a move? We talked the other day about Benfica now being interested in Alvaro Fernandez. Can we make something there and use that as a little bit of a sweetener for the deal? So that'd be really interesting. Super chat in from Carlos Enrique. Cheers for that very much, mate. Says, next purchase, defender or a striker? Oh, well, this all depends on Mason Greenwood, like I just said. If he comes back, 100% defender. I think Manchester United need to invest in a good centre-back. I feel like Martinez is the mainstay. We've got the likes of Kwambawala coming through. We're going to lose Maguire, Evans and Lindelof over the next few years. We need a young, up-and-coming quality centre-back. So, for me, definitely in the defensive department. Gifted membership in from General Foodie. Cheers for that, buddy. Thank you very much. Terry has taken that. Terry, are you okay with the sound now, mate? Hopefully you're okay. I like having a joke. It's all bants. It's all bants. Mason back. Anthony out, says Malps. Audio much better today. I know it is. I told you I fixed it. So we're all good. You can't hear every single engine and what type of engine it is driving past today. It is a bit windy today as well, guys, so you know the sound's working okay. It's starting to spit, but we're hardcore here at United. You can actually see what the weather's done to Old Trafford behind the deterioration and the mould on the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. The fact that you've got Sir Alex Ferguson right in there, and then above him, the mould and the decay. It just shows you exactly where this club is at right now for me. It's a disgrace how that man can have his statue there and his name on that stand, and then just above it, just the fact that we cannot keep the stand clean. It's not for me. I really don't think it is the way this club should be, but it's the way it is. I don't know what influence Ineos would have in that either, in terms of the infrastructure, football inside. Does that mean the stadium? I need to do a little bit more reading on that one, but yeah. Let's just get into a few more comments. Probably two centre-backs, one in Jan and one in June. Maybe Franco. Again, I think it'd be a loan signing, maybe a loan with an option to buy. If we're going to get a permanent deal in January, it all depends if United can sell. I think that's the big test this January for Ineos. Let's just see what they can do. Michael Manning, thanking General Foodie there. Good to see the community backing each other up as well. Garnacho wide right. May just be a masterpiece. Someone who goes in and out, attacks the blind line, the byline. Sorry, the blind line. The byline. Yeah, Garnacho on the right. I feel we might as well get into the team and what we're thinking for today then now, because Manchester United, I feel, are going to go with the same approach as we did with Aston Villa, as in the team lineup. Who would you bring in? Would you bring anyone back in right now? Who is available that could come back in? Luke Shaw? I don't know. You know what? I needed to check if anyone asked a question on Luke Shaw, but I've checked with some of the journalists online and everything that was said in that press conference, and I don't actually think anyone mentioned Luke Shaw. But the conversation that Ten Hag had and saying that no one else is available that wasn't for the Villa game kind of tells us Luke Shaw is probably still not fit. So you'd have the same back line: Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Evans. I'd have Mainu, Eriksen and Bruno. And again, you cannot argue the influence that front three had against Aston Villa. They need to be the same front three that go ahead again against Nottingham Forest. I think everyone would be happy with that, definitely. I mean, guys, let me know. Get your comments in. Just about 800 in the room with us right now. Fantastic stuff, everyone. Really appreciate your support as always. Trying to bring you the better content outside Old Trafford live. No one else does this. No one else braves it. My hand's about to fall off. So just to give you a little bit of insight into what the weather is like here, but we're hardcore, aren't we? Saying that, yeah, that didn't work well for me, did it? For me, seeing a post World Cup run for us in midfield in January. Don't know what that means. Sorry, mate. We are now less than 300 subscribers away from 34. Like, subscribe, and yeah, share the video. Cheers for that, Stephanie. We are closing in, guys, on the 34,000 mark. 50k. That's happening next year, guys. That is happening next year. I'm telling you right now. Someone once said this channel will never grow. Ah, yes. Shut up. Is the message to you, my man. But yeah. Thank you very much as always, guys. Brilliant stuff. Over 150 likes in the chat as well right now. Great. Geherney's in the chat. In terms of money spent and return, Maguire was a huge mistake. What a terrible waste of money. What a huge flop he's been. Regarding Shaw, new left back is needed. Alvaro is the man. Bring him back. That's one, guys. Would you bring Alvaro back, or would you sell him and use him to maybe lure in João Neves, like I said? Can we be a bit more clever in the transfer window, or do you just want these young players back? That's the big question. Are we looking now like Manchester United of old, bringing in more youth? The only problem we've got is we've got so many good youth players. We haven't got enough good first team players. That's the problem, right? And you want that blend to be right. You want that mix to be better. I feel like Manchester United, who are your first team players that you would keep in this team? Because like I said, half the defence is going to be gone soon. The goalkeeping one's up for debate. Midfield, you've got Bruno's a mainstay, but Bruno's not getting any younger. Eriksen's over 30. Casemiro's over 30. He's going to be gone in the summer. I think this is the toughest job. Balancing the players that are coming in now, the quality of player that's coming in. I think that's the biggest problem. I think that's the biggest challenge for Ineos, definitely. But yes, Lissandro Martinez will be back, 100%. Any possibilities of any stadium watch along? That would be something else. Yeah, United don't let you do that, I'm afraid. That would be good. I'm trying to mix up the match day content to try and get some more different side of content for YouTube on that. But it is difficult on a match day, really difficult. Just checking in here for any other messages. I was told there was a super chat there, but I cannot see it. But yes, I'll come back to that. And sorry if I do miss anything. It is hard when you're just looking down as well and trying to balance things. But Forest and what they're going to bring today. Let's get into that. Obviously, cheers everyone who joined in last night, and thanks for giving our guest last night all the praise he deserved on his channel. I know it was a great guest, Nottingham Forest fan. And the Elanga, I feel that's the fear I've got in this. Former United, I'm sure they have got Origi, haven't they, now as well, the former Liverpool striker. And someone popped in a chat on one of the live streams this week and went, watch it be Elanga and Origi, a Liverpool and a former United player coming and doing us at the City ground. Do you know what I thought? And I thought, oh God, please no, that would just be... That would be the end for us. We have to back up the result against Aston Villa with a good one at the City ground. We have to beat Nottingham Forest. A win against Forest going into the new year, we are definitely moving in the right direction because we're right up in it. Villa, Arsenal, Spurs all lost this week. If United can keep winning games now, getting some players back and some consistency, which Erik Ten Hag has said will help him with his team, then you never know. United, I'm confident that we can make that top four. We can make top five easily, I feel, with the way that everyone is beating everyone. But we need the team back, we need everyone fit, and we need consistency. How he manages to take certain players out. So, for instance, I mean that by that team that played against Aston Villa the other day, when we need to freshen things up, who comes in for who? Is it Mount for Bruno Fernandes? Is that straightforward? Will Hannibal be on loan by this stage? We talked about it yesterday. I think he will. And that's, I think, the balancing act that Erik Ten Hag is talking about. He talks about the team being more balanced. I realistically think he's talking more regarding the squad being more balanced and able to change players up. So that's where I'm going with that. In terms of Forest, we've seen what they are now under Nuno. I don't know if you guys can think back to the early Wolves days on this channel. I was dreading going to Molineux constantly. Well, Wolves had Nuno Espirito Santo as their manager. He is just one of them horrible, horrible defensive managers that just manages to frustrate teams and wind you down. He's organised, his defences are solid, and when he's got them fast wingers and them skillful midfielders, and I talk about Alanga, he did have Brennan Johnson. Obviously, if he's gone to Spurs now, that would have been a great player for Nuno. I feel like Forest would be really moving if they still had Brennan Johnson in the team. Alanga, Gibbs White, you've got Origi there. Obviously, on 1 year when he comes back for them, talking long term there, I don't see them having a problem staying up. They have got a very, very good team. And they're confident going into this game. I mean, you go to Newcastle and you walk over Newcastle like Forest did, then you're going into a United game at the City Ground confident. The only reason you wouldn't be confident as a Forest fan is, like what we discussed last night on the preview show, was the fact that we've beaten them the last 5 times. We scored plenty of goals against them, and they've only managed 2 goals, and they were both in the first 5 minutes here at Old Trafford earlier this season, when we all got a little bit of a warning sign about the season ahead that we were going to get. So I look at it and I go, okay, Manchester United, first 20 minutes again, nothing stupid, stay compact. I think Kobbie Mainoo needs to have another big game. Bruno Fernandes has to be on it, i.e. not wasteful, making sure we take them moments that we are going to get, but they're going to be few and far between, I think, early doors in this game. I think Forest are going to come out the traps like a greyhound. They're going to go straight for us. And I think United need to hold out and be strong and just see out the first 10-15 minutes. But there are going to be openings that we can actually kill this game off within them first 10 minutes. And that is going to be down to the likes of Bruno and Eriksen. Eriksen has played immense in this fixture last season in all the games at the City Ground and played a massive part for us. So I feel like him and Bruno, and if Rashford is on it like he was, Garnacho and Højlund with his first goal and the confidence that he's carrying into this game, I feel like that is where Manchester United can take this game away from Forest. An early goal for us kills that atmosphere. It did it last season. I think it'll do it again. They'll still be buoyant. They'll still think that they can get back into the game. But I think Manchester United, without Iwobi up front, I think we can handle their forward line. Mainoo, I think he'll have the responsibility of dealing with Gibbs White. That should be a good battle. Depending where Gibbs White goes, whether he floats out wide, whether he comes inside, comes deeper, Mainoo will have a big responsibility. But when he's got the ball, he does win it back. He's now got Eriksen and Bruno to pass it to. And then with a front three that are firing, that's where you would hope Manchester United could actually benefit and take advantage of this Forest defence, which isn't the best, let's be honest. They've got plenty of goals in them, I feel, but they can see plenty of goals as well. All got the marks of a great game, and hopefully it is a good game. And don't forget, guys, we are covering the game here on FUTV. We're doing the watch along later on, so make sure you tune in. 5:30 UK time. Great opportunity for United to actually get closer to that top 5, because I feel like the games coming up, and especially the ones going into the new year with some big ones, and Newcastle again. I think Newcastle got Liverpool as well tomorrow, so there you go. That's another chance to move away from Newcastle, get closer. And I keep saying it, we are definitely in the fight for this top 4. With that squad coming back, the injuries and everything else, we just need to be able to make that front three work like it did against Aston Villa. And that does come down to having that link in midfield. The one man in the pivot, maybe not the two. Mainly on his own with Bruno running up and down, but Eriksen just floating around picking up the pieces. That worked a treat against Villa. It's going to be different in every game. Ten Hag said this in his press conference. He was asked the question regarding his fullbacks. The message at half-time was to push forward, and it worked because we won the ball back high. But we can't do that every game, Ten Hag says. It's the balance with the tactics, depending on who you're playing and how far you want them players to push up regarding the opposition and what they're doing with theirs. So it's not so much the tactics. I feel like it's the personnel. Can these players have they got the mentality to actually be ready and know when? And Ten Hag was alluding to this. You can see how Ten Hag's brain is working. I just don't think the players are there in terms of understanding what he means yet. The chop and change nature of our team isn't going to help. The inconsistency there is never going to help. But I do believe that eventually Ten Hag's message will come through. We just need to be able to get by with just getting the odd result at the moment. I think that's the big one. Sometimes you're just going to have to grind out a scrappy game, a scrappy result, and hopefully still be there and relevant in the table. But with time on a training ground, everything else now that he's got at his disposal, i.e. all the players in the squad, tactics are going to be scrutinised even more for Ten Hag, and I feel like that is where his biggest challenge is now. He's got the time. Have these players got the mentality and the capability to play out his tactics, actually play out his philosophy and what he wants from a game? Let's get through a few more. I'm going to go into score predictions now, guys. Let me know what you think. So have you got a score in your head? Let me know how confident you are. Callum Hudson, Adoy, Alanga. Yeah, forgot about Hudson, Adoy, Alanga. We'll give right back and left back a hard day. Come on, United, says Belfast Finest. Forgot about Hudson Adoy. Good shout that. I forgot to even add him. But yeah, another young player, exciting player, one that's gone off the radar. Perfect for us, Nuno again. I hate to say it. Let's just see. If we score first earlier, we win 3 or 4-1. I like that confidence. The wingers need to do better. It's in terms of crosses, possibly tracking back. Yep. Over 200 likes in here as well, guys. Please bring the missus onto the next show, says Dolby. Yeah, we'll see. She's still not confident to come on yet, I'm telling you now. Still not confident. Piach Farm says, pass across the ball to Rasmus instead of shoot from tight angles. Please feed our striker. Feed your striker. Let me just get through a few more. United to win 3-1. 3-2 to United, says Madhouse. Madhouse is confident. Wow. I think I must have convinced him over the last few days. But yeah, 5-0 United, Retro Lab Rat, seriously. If we did that, I'd do the next one of these videos out here with, I don't know, some forfeit or something like that. I can't even think right now. I was going to say with no top on or something like that then, but it'd be a bit too cold, wouldn't it? But yeah, 2-1 United, 6-1 United, Solskjaer. Shaka, yeah. Remember when we beat these lot 8-2 here one time? I remember that game well. We have over 1,000 watching, guys. Thank you very much. Brilliant stuff. Makes me feel good that you guys are wanting to tune in. All the effort that we put into the channel, bringing different content. I think that is a massive plus for me, and really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been good to have you along. Warms me up because I'm freezing right now. Labrat says, do it. No. Sausages are great and nutrition and delicious. Interesting. Yes. Come on, guys, let's get up to the 300 like mark, please. There's over 1,000 in the room, so let's get that before we finish up. We're just about to wrap everything up right now, so thank you, Adam, for your time. Belfast, as always. Love that. Buy a coat, Adam. I've got one. I just forgot it, Paul. Sorry. Great. Oh, I hope all for a good result, says Paula. I think us fans deserve it. Do it in a mankini. No, definitely not. So that ain't happening. But yes, guys, really appreciate it. Saying love the channel. Great job, says Lanx Peter. Loving everything, guys. Cheers very much for all your comments. But yeah, I'm going to go for this game. My prediction, I'm going 2-1 United. I fancy Rashford, Højlund, both goals for United. That's where I'm going. I think it'll be an entertaining game. I do think that Manchester United will get the better of Forest, though. I think we've got more. And on our day, if we turn up, we all know that we're good enough to beat anyone. So yeah, I'm going United win 2-1. Rasmus Højlund, Marcus Rashford. Don't forget, put a bet on that one. But if it goes wrong, don't blame me. And yeah, I think everyone else is confident. We just got over 300 likes as well. Cheers for that, guys. Brilliant stuff. But yes, that is us all done and dusted, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to go and warm my hands up in the car. I've got my Martial gloves on, but the other one is freezing right now. So absolutely brilliant, guys. Again, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you do give the video a like on the way out. Subscribe if you are tuning in for the first time. More content like this is coming. I'm going to start bringing on a couple of guests on these little videos out and about as well, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, join us later on for the watch along, guys. We're starting from 5 o'clock. The game kicks off at past. I'll see you all there. Have a great day. Get yourself ready. United for the win. Come on, the Reds.